YouTube friends. My name is Constance, and this is Cruelty Free Musings. Welcome to the collected haul for the month of February. Let's get right into things. Let me show you the things that I bought in February. Alright, so first order comes relatively early in the month. And it was sparked because I used up my lip oil that I use as a bedtime treatment. So I was like, okay, I want to buy another lip oil. I find that lip oils work really well. They're thick enough to stay on overnight. And then I wake up and my lips feel hydrated in the morning, so hooray. So I decided to pick up this. This is the e.l.f. tinted lip oil. It is in the shade Nude Kiss, which I picked up because it is a color which is not likely to stain my pillowcase. I have also considered, since picking this up, I've considered the NYX This Is Everything lip oil. We'll see how I feel about this. I have used, I've just been shaking it around wildly, but I know from experience, because I store it just sitting like this, I've used about that much of the oil. We'll see once I've used the entire thing how I feel about it, whether I want to rebuy this one or replace it with a more traditional lip balm or replace it with a different lip oil. I have heard good things about the NYX This Is Everything lip oil. I mean, I'm kind of opposed to it just on the basis of the name hashtag This Is Everything. But that aside, I have heard good things about it and I might replace it with that. We'll see. Also in that order was the Dose of Colors creamy lipsticks went on sale. I think that Ulta was closing them out. So I got the color Fig. None of the other colors really appeal to me. I love this color. I have worn it in a video. It is a gorgeous, I thought it was going to be a mauve. It is like a dark, cool toned purple on me. It's gorgeous and I love it and it's super comfortable. It's not long wearing at all, I would say, but it is very comfortable and I love the color. So I highly approve of this, and it's a shame that this color definitely is no longer available and the stock at Ulta is down to 3. Next thing, a lot of this was frivolity. This is the ColourPop Fame palette. I have worn this once. It's very pretty. I like ColourPop quality. It's very shiny. I have not played with this a whole ton. And partly that's, I have been working really hard on Project Pan things. Partly that I have been really in the mood for a little more color than this very, very neutral, very like basic color containing palette is really going to offer. But if I'm in the mood for just a basic contoured, I have used this a couple of times. It does that. It's really pretty. It's nice ColourPop quality. It lasts really well. And then the last thing that I got in this order is this Real Techniques eye set. I got it because of this lash comb. I actually have not used this lash comb because my current mascara doesn't clump. But if I have a mascara that does clump, I want a lash comb. So I was like, it's on sale. I'm getting extra points. I apologize for hitting the microphone. Very sorry. All right. And I like the quality of Real Techniques brushes. They're very soft. I prefer natural hair brushes. So at some point I am going to make a Zoeva order, but that is going to require paying shipping, and it's going to require like having a reason to do it. I'm not, all of my brushes still function, but like when this brush completely falls apart so that I can no longer stick it back together, you can see that it is scraped. The lacquer is scraped off and the ferrule just comes off. But when I can no longer put this back together in order to use it, which I do basically every day for a shimmer, that is when I will place a Zoeva order, in all likelihood. Now we are going to dive into non-makeup related things for a minute, because that is what I spent most of February purchasing. The day before Valentine's Day, I bought a new fountain pen. This is a demonstrator pen. That means that you can see the ink through the pen. It turns out that I really like demonstrator pens. I have two. This is my second demonstrator pen. I don't have any solid body pens. This is filled with the ink that I got myself for Hanukkah. So I thought that the color of the pen and the color of the ink really matched up well. And I was like, yes, I like this. And then I also got another set of ink. This is Iroshizuki ink. This is a limited edition box set of Iroshizuki ink. If you've never heard of Iroshizuki, it's made by Pilot. You've probably heard of those, but it's a fast-drying fountain pen ink. I discovered that the Colorverse ink, which is the one that I got first, is not fast-drying. So I have it in this pen, which lives in a notebook that I keep at home. And then I have, there are 3 colors in here. Shinryuku, which is green, Yamabudo, which is magenta, purpley color, and then Takisumi, which is a charcoal gray. I bought it for Yamabudo, which is a color that a friend let me borrow when I was trying out fountain pens for the first time. And I really loved it, so I bought this set for the 15 mils of Yamabudo. That's what's in my other fountain pen, and that is the fountain pen that I carry if I want to take my fountain pen out with me, because I think I'm going to be writing things. If I'm going to be writing notes longhand, I enjoy doing that with a fountain pen. Now, I don't use my fountain pens on a daily basis, I would say. I enjoy journaling, writing longhand with them, taking like notes over the course of a lecture, things like that. Things that I no longer do now that I'm not in school so much. The pens that I use for my daily planning to-do lists, I use a gel pen, and I use felt tip markers if I want to decorate or do a time track for my day to plan it out in a little bit more detail. So I don't use my fountain pen on a daily basis. I plan on a daily basis, but I don't use my fountain pens in my planning. I do use my planning notebook for a book log, which I could use a fountain pen for. So I might integrate it into my daily use in that way. But you saw that thought occur to me. I did not think about it before this minute. So I'm going to try and use my fountain pens a little more regularly. This one is not a fast drying ink. I could blot it, but instead I just let the page sit open for 5 minutes and then it's good. So I use this for, I'm writing a like self-reflective journal entry for like 5 minutes, and then once I'm done with that, I take a break and I pause and I go off and do something else. So this lives in that notebook. And then my other fountain pen pairs really nicely with my everyday notebook, which I generally carry a gel pen with, but I'm gonna start carrying my fountain pen with it so that I can take book log notes with my fountain pen because I love it. TWSBI fountain pen nibs are really nice, and I should enjoy the things that I have. All right, the next thing that I bought did not arrive in February. It arrived in March because it was coming to me from England. This is a book about a typology model called Spiral Dynamics. It was developed by, I'm not sure his first name. I think it's Robert Graves, but it was Graves didn't flesh out his model. He fleshed it out, but he didn't publish it before his death. So his student colleague Don Edward Beck picked up the concept of the Graves model and developed it into spiral dynamics. I am a giant typology, personality development, personal growth nerd, as I am with all of my interests, but I've encountered spiral dynamics secondhand. I want to read the source material and really understand it and produce some content on it, which might go up on this channel or it might go up on a secondary channel that I start. We'll see how it ends up going. I anticipate it being enough material for a second channel, but I don't know if I'm going to want to maintain a second channel. So I might just have a segregated area of my channel where all of my personal growth typology videos live, and talk about spiral dynamics there. We shall see. But expect that at some point in the future. So it's not makeup related, but it is the channel related. All right. Now we come to my final haul, my final order for the month of February. I am just realizing that this is not a large haul at all. Like, I know that I'm trying to limit the amount that I spend and the amount of things that I purchase and bring into my life, but it's just now striking me, now that I have been talking for less than 15 minutes and I'm already on my last set of things that I ordered in February, that I really didn't buy a lot of stuff in February. I'm proud of myself. I went over the sort of unofficial limit of 3, but I'm okay with that. I think looking at what I've added to my life so far in February, I think looking at it, I'm really happy with all the things that I brought into my life. Speaking of, carrying on, I bought some new concealers. This is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in Fair 04. It's a really good skin tone match for me, maybe a little bit brightening, but it's pretty much a skin tone match for me. I'm wearing it today. It's a very nice level of coverage. I would say that it's not insanely full coverage. I would have to layer it with another concealer for it to actually cover my dark circles, but that's true of all concealers that I have tried pretty much ever. Except for one time when I was using a really good eye cream that I no longer use because the brand is, it's like dodgy whether or not they're cruelty free. So I haven't gone back to that eye cream. I have considered it a couple of times, but I'm holding strong currently. But yeah, apart from when I had that really excellent eye cream and um, my dark circles actually kind of went away, um, I haven't really found a concealer that completely covers dark circles for me without layering it with a color corrector of some variety. So this one is a good level of coverage. I consider this, pretty much as full coverage as I can get, given my level of dark circle edge. And then this is the Tarte creaseless concealer. I picked up the color 10N, which is fair. I haven't opened it. I haven't used it yet. I did get a sample of this concealer when it was still the Maracuja creaseless concealer. Let's swatch a bit on the back of my wrist there. Yeah, I think that that'll be a nice brightening concealer, assuming it doesn't darken. Assuming it doesn't dry darker than it is right there. I'm thinking that this will be a good skin tone concealer, I'm thinking. Which I didn't, when I sampled the Maracuja creaseless concealer, I didn't have the lightest shade. This is not the lightest shade. This is the side that Tarte actually does well. They do very fair very well. Like you can see that is like if I blend it out a little bit, you can see it blends right into my skin. So I liked the formula. They haven't actually changed it. They just moved it from a little squeezy tube into a doe foot applicator. And this is a nourishing, creamy, very moisturizing concealer, which definitely creases. Do not believe that it is a creaseless concealer. My goodness, such lies. But it's a nice concealer when I feel the need for, once I've finished up my Naturally Radiant concealer, this is going to go into my moisturizing, probably slightly lighter weight concealer slot. And this is going to be this is more of a glam, full coverage kind of a look. And then, the very last thing that I bought, speaking of eye creams, hold it the correct way, this is the Derma E Hydrating Eye Cream. I bought this because I have an eye cream which is mostly full, honestly. But my dark circles were actively getting worse with it. It's the same brand. It's the Derma E Collagen and Peptide eye cream. And my under eyes looked very hydrated with it, like very minimal lines, really great for evening out the texture of the skin, but did nothing for my dark circles to like worse than nothing for my dark circles. So I thought back and I was like, okay, what was the last eye cream that I had? What was different between that eye cream and this eye cream that I'm currently using? And I was like, well, it was the Body Shop Vitamin E eye cream. So let's look for an eye cream that has vitamin E in it. Which this doesn't have ingredients on the tube, but I do have the box right here. So the thing that it says on the little blurb on the side of the box says, a new level of hydration. Ho, 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 the puns. This anti-aging eye cream contains hydrating hyaluronic acid, antioxidant-rich green tea, along with nourishing vitamins A, C, and E to promote a younger-looking appearance. And the claims are a reduction in deep wrinkles and increased firmness around the eye area. And I was like, okay, cool, but I'm in this for the vitamin E because I have really intense blueness under my eyes that vitamin E tends to help with. And I've been using it for about 3 weeks at this point, and sure enough, the vitamin E eye cream has been helping with the blueness, and it seems to be fine with the it seems to be fine with the with the firming. Like I don't seem to be going back to the really textured under eye, which I was not super thrilled about with the Body Shop eye cream. So this one is probably better. So A+. Definitely at least an A for this Derma E hydrating eye cream. I like it so far. So that was my collected haul for the month of February. I hope you enjoyed or learned something or both. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you feel like, and goodbye for now. Hear me.